What's going on, guys? I am Kevin Muller, and welcome to Cinephellas. And today I am talking about Ella McCay. It's been 15 years, yes, 15 years since James L. Brooks has made a film, and now he's back. And he has Emma Mackey, who was on Netflix's Sex Education in the lead role. Brooks is a powerhouse in Hollywood. He's brought us The Simpsons, Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, and countless other things. So the question is, does Alan McKay, fit into the prestige part of his career, or is it something that is not so good? But before I give my thoughts, let's take a look at a clip from the film.
Hi, Ella here.
Hi, I'm Helen McCay. Please excuse the way I talk or act.
Families, huh?
Absolutely.
I'm really angry.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this movie falls flat. I mean, this is one of the worst films I've seen in 2025. So what happened? First of all, what is this movie about? Okay, so Emma Mackey plays the title character. Ella McCay is a young and ambitious politician who works as a deputy governor, and she works under Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks is the governor, but when he gets a seat in the Senate, it is now her turn to step up. She is ambitious, she is smart, and most of all, she is humane. Of course, this rubs certain politicians the wrong way since they don't want to change their ways. And also, a scandal surfaces with Ella and her husband. All these stressful events don't hold a candle to the drama that happens with her family. Her father, played by Woody Harrelson, has been a cheater all his life and cheated on Ella's mother, and the mother has passed away. So she holds a lot of resentment towards him, and he's trying to mend a relationship back for his own sake, his own selfish reasons, because the woman that he is dating says, listen, you got to fix your relationship with your daughter. If not, I can't really, pursue this relationship with you. There is that. And she has a husband that can't deal with the spotlight and is having trouble adapting to her, succession in her career. And finally, her brother has become a shut-in since he was dumped by a girl who broke his heart. And of course, Ella, who always wants to solve everyone's problems, is in the middle of all this mess. Okay, the main problem with this film is that none of what I mentioned there is done in an interesting way. Look, you can make a really interesting movie out of that. There is really good character dramas that are similar to what I described, but I don't know. James L. Brooks just really missed it with this one. The plot line with the brother I was talking about, getting over heartbreak, that it's just it goes nowhere. You don't feel connection to it, even though you have Ella and him having a heart to heart. It doesn't hit. Like it could have been taken out. I really think that plot line could have been removed. Io Debris, who we all love, she's from The Bear. She plays the girlfriend of the brother, and it's a forgettable role. It's just, Io Debris probably just wanted to work with James L. Brooks, and I respect her for that, but there's no juice to the role. It could have been really played by any actress. It could have been played by an unknown. What else is wrong with this one? Oh, yeah, every relationship in this film is written terribly. It is shallow. It is ugly, directed, performed, written. Worst of all, the dialogue. The script in this movie is awful. It is awful. The dialogue in this movie is unnatural. I've read things about this movie that say they speak in ways that are, humans don't really speak, and I kind of agree with it. It's either a tangent or it's a lesson, but there's no flow to it. There's absolutely no flow with this movie, and especially with the script, which is weird because James L. Brooks, I loved As Good as It Gets. I love that movie, and it had such sharp dialogue, and I don't know what happened here. You have Jamie Lee Curtis, you have Woody Harrelson, Albert Brooks, and Emma Mackey and Ayo Debris. These are all talented actors who can't make this thing work. They can't get anything off the ground. They can't make this seem natural at all. Brooks had a chance to give us a funny insight or in-depth insight into politics with this film, and I know he has it in him, but none of it is here. Instead, we get something so limp and, lacks energy. All these interactions, these fights, these jokes, it means nothing. Nothing pops out at you. It's just It's an hour and 45 minutes, but it feels like 3 hours at times. There was times in this film I really had trouble focusing and also trying to stay awake. I was just really bored with this film. I just can't believe it. It was downright boring. I don't like to say boring because, and I think it's a very cheap criticism, but this movie has no spark to it. And it's insane that, Brooks did this. In hopes to give this film business, James L. Brooks, as I said, produced The Simpsons, and I know in an episode, I think it was last week or the week before, Lisa and Marge go see Ella McCay, and they're both touched by it, and they cry and they have a mother-daughter moment. And I was thinking about it that Ella McCay is Lisa Simpson in a way. Lisa is ambitious, she's smart, she's a go-getter. Um, but Lisa is a far more better written character, far more better performed than Ella McCay is. Again, this is not the fault of Emma Mackey. Emma Mackey is a fantastic actress. If you have not seen the 2023 or 22 film Emily, I highly suggest you see that movie. I haven't seen Sex Education, but I've heard very good things about her performance on that show. This all lays on James L. Brooks. It's just I can't believe he's 85 years old. Okay, I'll give him credit. He's getting older. He may not be as sharp as he once was, but this movie is really, really bad. It's gonna bomb. I'm really thinking this movie, by the time this review comes out, we would have seen the box office numbers. I'm gonna say maybe 2.5, 3 million on the opening weekend, and it's just gonna sink like a rock in water. Coming in the coming weeks, especially with Avatar and The Housemaid, all these movies coming out, which I will have a review of. There is a scene in this movie, it's been in both trailers, where you see Emma Mackey and Jamie Lee Curtis's character screaming. They're screaming their heads off in order to relieve stress that Ella McCay has basically gone through. And that is the best way I can describe how I felt walking out of this film. Yeah, this movie is bad. I do not recommend it at all. I don't think the guys will bother, and I'm not going to recommend them seeing it. Unlike Hamnet in my rest review, I would like to know what they think, but no, you can skip this one, guys. To my viewers, you can skip this one too, and I'm going to give this one 1.5 out of 5 Ella McCay hair pieces. Listen, Emma Mackey's going to bounce back from this. All these people are going to bounce back from this. This is a slight bump in the road, but James L. Brooks, man, I think it's time to hang up the hat. I think the last few films before this have not been successful, and yeah, I don't see it getting better. And the guy's 85, maybe he has one more in him, but I'm not counting. Maybe, but whatever. I could be wrong. What do you think? Have you seen Ellen McKay? Am I wrong? Are you saying this guy missed the point of the movie? Oh my God, this movie was so fun and, heartwarming. Or do you agree with me saying, oh, Kev, thank God, you actually saw this movie. You were part of the minority of people who saw it. Let me know down below. You can come visit us at cinephellas.com. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel too. You know that. Come to us for all the reviews on the latest in film, TV, and video games. There is a lot of stuff coming out in the next few weeks. I don't know what I'm going to see next, but I assure you that I will keep you up to date with anything and everything that is coming out in the holiday season. And as we say in this website, I am Kevin Muller, and cheers.